Fröhlich soll mein Herz entspringen, diese Zeit, da vor Freud aller Engel singen. Hört, hört, wie mit vollen Chören alle Luft lauter ruft, Christus ist geboren. Fröhlich soll mein Herz entspringen, diese Zeit, da vor Freud alle Engel singen. Hört, hört, wie mit vollen Chören alle Luft lauter ruft, Christus ist geboren.
So this is an improvised lesson about improvisation. It's actually my tea time. The point is, I am totally on my collections, soundtrack collections, that will be ready soon. So this is really an improvised lesson with some important topics. I was a little bit what what I'm going to talk about, but it's about improvisation. It's about the Partimento Trap. I was thinking about what is important to talk about, and I can't wait so much because you need to keep some rhythm on YouTube. That's a good thing. A little bit balance between quantity and quality, and I have really a list of things of really important things to say on the channel. So this is one of these things, although it's not so prepared, but let's think about it. So the Partimento Trap. So what is the Partimento? Partimento is a musical composition that is didactic, and it was very traditional in the period between Bach and Beethoven. Okay, although you can still track it until Debussy and Ravel. So it's a very important didactic device, and the Americans, they are so happy with this because they discovered this now finally. But I studied at Mozarteum already in this tradition. So I just watch from here how interesting it is for other people. It's like a boom. So we have this book of the Kierdingen, etc. It's so to say a new boom or new interesting thing. I don't know the best English word. And it starts to be a trend, okay, principally in America, because in America we have the problem of being very abstract with music theory, and I got this also in Brazil somehow. So this is interesting, and this is good because we got closer to how the composers learn it, and this is the whole spirit of the way I teach. But when I started my Instagram account, Compositorium, or when I started to teach, I was not aware of any Partimento or historical improvisation revolution going on in the United States or something like this. Okay, so this is why I can be a little bit more critical about this, because and this is what I cultivate. I am not part of any ideological or theoretical religion, to understand? So I move really freely. I was part of this German Society of Music Theory, but anyway, I think today is way better to just be free as you can. So what happens that this new tradition, so we can call it, we have a renaissance of historical improvisation. So why do I call a trap? I call it a trap because the main purpose of this channel is to speak for composers first. I hope some musicians and some virtuosos also watch my channel for they improve their understanding about music. But I speak about for composers of concert and soundtrack music as I can. So trying to match both as I can. So it is a trap in the sense that it is related to this, what I would see as the essence of how you really learn music, and that most of the people miss. So in this sense, that the people from this tradition, they're correct. But in other sense, it has other goals in mind. This is what I feel. So it has we can call it three goals in mind, or three main results from this new trend or new revolution, whatever you call it. First of all, it is a didactic method. Okay, it's a method for improvisation. But let me share here the screen with something. So we have here this is the Partimento. Okay, so sorry for the interruption. So this is a Partimento. Okay, so you have baseline, you have the notation system for how to put accords over it, and you have a set of guidelines on how you can improvise over it. Okay, and this is a didactic composition. Okay, so first of all, the main goal with Partimento is to teach you in composition. The main goal was to teach composition. Okay, and to get introduced in composition and to improvise at the church. But today, the main goal of this Partimento Renaissance is to teach you how to do historical composition. Wait. Historical improvisation. Okay? And what I see is that the majority of the students of the people who are introducing this thing, they are people who play early music, Baroque music, etc. Not always composers. So they have another goal. They have the goal of improvising music on the stage. The goal is to show skill and to bring more life to the concert life. Interesting. Okay, I also did this. But why is this? Why I call it a trap for the composer? Okay, because for the composer, as I understand, the student of composition today, has a huge problem to solve. You have the whole history of the music, plus the whole madness of musical possibilities that we have today. Okay, and it's very easy to stay here like forever practicing this. This is why I call it a trap. It starts to become an aim in itself. Okay, and the truth is that you never speak the Baroque language as a Baroque person. So you are trying to learn a foreign language. Okay, you are like in Brazil trying to learn German. And I know better than anyone which will be the result. So pay attention. Do you understand? I find it an amazing thing, and I have a student now. I try to bring him into this, but it is key to understand where are you going with this, and if you are falling in the trap or not. Okay. Because there are so many other types of interesting exercise improvisation that are not like this, and so many important exercise and important skills. Okay, so I saw a lot of those proponents, let's say, of the Partimento method. Let's call it the new Partimento method, the new American Partimento method. I perceive that they have a very hostile position in relation to German functions theory and some theories. I understand, because also these theories they also died in some abstract thing. Okay, but the trap is that without these other elements, you will be like this guy speaking German in Brazil forever. Do you understand? This means you can't, you don't have access to the grammar of your own language yet. Okay, and the puzzle of music theory today is, what is the grammar of our music today? Do you understand? This was a question asked by a Russian composer who happened to be friend of Rachmaninoff. Now I forgot the name, sorry. And which is our music theory. So it was already 100 years ago, it was already clear that music theory was in a crisis, that music theory could only explain the music that was made 200 years earlier, and even in a very abstract way. And with the so-called revolution, at least in the United States, then you have the possibility to see this not only in an abstract way, but in a more practical way. Okay, but this practical way has a trap. It's not that it is essentially a trap, but it has the possibility of being a trap. And this trap that you will fall forever in historical improvisation. My way of composing and my improvisation is also very historical, but I don't call it museum thing. I try to bring it to life. I try to use this as something that can react to new substance from today. In every time, in every second that I am improvising or playing or composing, in every note that I am composing in a more early music or classical music sense, I am open to a radical and abrupt change of direction. Okay, and if I do something strictly in a very classical style, I do it either because it is like a client wants like this, or it is because it is a soundtrack that people will want it this way anyway. So they want something that is really an imitation of Vivaldi or something like this. Or if it is my concert music, so I try to give a new element that is new, or principally at the level of the inspiration of at the melody. Okay, so it is not only more one minuet and more one fugue. Okay, and this is what is expected from the composer today. If you compose a fugue today and you show it at a concert, that's a tonal fugue. so it is expected that you bring something more, not that you only show that you learn it. Do you get the point? If you're doing like a soundtrack or something like where this can be useful in this way, I agree, it's a good technique to have. Anyway, even if you do it for soundtrack, people can perceive it if you are a native speaker of the language or if you are just speaking a foreign language. Okay, so this was my improvised video about improvisation. I tried to keep a little bit shorter for you highlight the 3 things. So to have some notion about Partimento, that there is a little bit a kind of revolution in America going on that goes against the abstract way of doing music theory. That this revolution is for me nothing new, because at the for example here at the Mozart I had figured bass every semester in more than one discipline. So I had to do written and to play, and also in my organ course. So figured bass, it was obvious, do you understand? And improvisation with figured bass. So then the third thing that this is very good is it has a very essential component that many people are missing, and this is what I try also to bring to my students or to my channel, but that it can be a huge trap, in the sense that most people who are concerned about this, they are pianists or cembalists, harpsichord players, trying to, let's say, to appear. Okay, and some of them, they are very skilled, they are very nerd, they improvise a four-part fugue in front of you. Okay, but the point is, what do you want as a composer, as a creator today? This is our main question. We have a problem to solve, do you understand? And you will not solve a problem if you just impress me as a museum entertainer, do you understand? If you master the skills, of course they are good, and we want to master these skills, but you have to understand that in one mindset you have virtuoso people wanting new ways of being more impressive. On the other hand, you have music theorists doing their business. Okay, so of course they love pianists and harpsichord players, because then you have more probability to have more students. But between then, you have to find yourself as a composer and to understand which is the main interest of the person that is teaching you in, I don't know, whoever they are, and if it is a written book or video or a private lesson. Okay. A very important side note is that Partimento is not exactly the same as the figured bass tradition, and it irritates me that there's people, they only speak about Partimento. My God, are they obsessed with what the fuck? So, because Partimento is cool, but it's like the figured bass, it's non-existent. I have to call out some like and ask what is the point, do you understand? Let me show here. Let me show. So now I have it. So this is what I mean. This is a figured bass chorale, okay? And these people, they hardly speak about this, okay? I have the intention of doing a live about this, but as I said, I couldn't plan so much this video today, so not so much time today. So this is figured bass chorale, and in my opinion, this will help you way more than Partimento, okay, as a composer first. first you want to have a clear sense of harmonization, how it goes with the melodic line, okay? You can from time to time do some partimento very at the start, maybe written, but what happens is that with the partimento you need a way better understanding of the melodic line, otherwise it will be more annoying to practice. Do you understand? By the way, a side note, this book that I have there is a German method, okay, from way before this Renaissance, let's call it like this. And this book starts with a lot of figurative based choral, and then it goes to partimento. Okay, so this is a very good hint to also to support what I'm saying. And I think I have another 2 books here that are in a similar way. Again, I don't want to take the weight and the value away from the partimento virtuoso and left hand bass based technique, okay? What I'm saying, what is more logical and motivating also for students to learn first, principally pianists, that I think the basic task that you want from a pianist or an organist, the first basic task is to learn how to do the accompaniment, okay? So first you learn to do accompaniment and to harmonize in an improvisational way what is being sung by the singer and by the church or by your folk tune. If you don't like the church, I don't know, try to harmonize your satanic melody, I don't care. but first try to harmonize and do this improvised accompaniments, and the logic behind this is not so hard to understand. So I have the left hand, it's already given, and the upper hand, so you have the bass line is already given, the melody is already given, so you just have now to put 2 other notes in the place, so the tenor and alt. Good luck. So this partimento, okay, so I think you will not hear my piano so well because I don't have connected. Okay, so and so on. So it's kind of and it's it's the cool thing about partimento, because you have a free the freedom for your melodic expression. Opa. Falch. And so on. So you can get more like more expressive. You can be more expressive with this kind of partimento, but what will give you the confidence first, in my opinion, is the practice of choral. Figurate bass with choral, okay? So what will help you better, in my opinion, at the very start, is to take a look in this combination between figurative bass and um, and the melodic line. Okay, so because then you have an idea of how it is harmonized. I think this is absolutely important for the for the compositional thing, because many times we have the melody determining something, and we have to find the chords for the melody when we are composing. Okay, it's not just like from the bass line. I would not underrate the importance of the bass line or of the partimento, but I think this is a way more friendly start to do. Okay, so I think this gives you an idea about how to frame these things, which is the mindset that I try to cultivate, and that if all this stuff is already somehow obvious for you, so very good, so you are on the best path. But for many people it is absolutely not obvious, and so I think, in my opinion, they are wasting time and they struggle a lot. So that's all. Thanks for watching. Please give a like and subscribe to get the new videos, where, as I said, I am planning my first live, so this is why I want to prepare more, and I think I will be realizing the written version of some figurate bass like this. Okay, so maybe too easy for you, I don't know, and I have to figure out that everything happens without a mistake in a live session. For example, now I'm showing my, you can see my mouse there, so why I have to practice also such things. So ciao, thanks for watching.